back with all the media crew. So it's Josh, Chuck, Jimmy, Bob. Jimmy, I'll start with you. Chuck told me to. Most SEC teams have had up and down seasons. They beat each other up. We'll get to that in the next segment. But a few have clearly improved as the season has gone on. I think we would all agree that Florida has improved. South Carolina has improved as the season goes on. You may have another one, but those two first came to mind. Has Tennessee improved from week 1 to week 11? And then the other side of that, you guys can come back at me and say, John, they're 9-2. They can finish 10-2. How improved are they going to get? So, your opinion. Have they improved appreciably, or does it even matter when you're 9-2?
They haven't improved like South Carolina, but they haven't improved that much to me. And do I think it matters that you're 9-2? I think it does when you look at the big scope of the college football playoff. Okay, you get there, that's great. Can you advance? Playing the way they're playing right now, I would say probably not. So offensively, I think they've gotten better, and I'm not going to count the first 3 games, but they've gotten better since the start of SEC play on offense a little bit. Their defense is better than I thought it would be this year, right? They've had one hiccup, and that was at Georgia. So, but I also had concerns about defensively the running attack that a couple of teams showed. Kentucky ran for 168, Mississippi State 179. They've had trouble against the run with some teams that showed a lot of motion. This team has gotten a little bit better, but not appreciably.
Yeah. I kind of thought when I saw this, John, I thought it's something you'd pointed out. I think they had a false sense of security from such an easy schedule early. And it was too easy. And then you get into it, you had inconsistency with both tackles, right? You had a redshirt freshman quarterback, had some inconsistency with your wide receivers, some drops. So those position groups aren't really getting better, but they've kind of caught up some. The defense has kind of held the fort down, right? That's been, and Jimmy, if Georgia was a hiccup, I think Arkansas was a burp. That was the one that still comes back to hurt them. But to answer your question, no, I don't think so. But I think they are getting somewhat better lately.
Somewhat better lately, but they haven't improved from week 1 to now.
No, I don't think
not
so.
A consistent
not a
improvement.
consistency because you've had too many inconsistent position groups.
Okay, Josh?
Yeah, so I think I would point to individual players or position groups where I can see improvement across the board. I think it's difficult to say because at the start of the season, what was obvious? Tennessee had a really good defense. They didn't have much room to improve probably from where they were at the start of the season. Then Keenan Peely goes out with injury, and that's a big knock
That's where
to
the
defense.
run issues kind of popped up.
Yeah, he's one of the clear leaders of the defense. Everybody recognized that. I think they're maybe better at handling injury at running back because Peyton Lewis is somebody they can count on now, and they probably didn't trust him 2 months ago as a freshman. I think Nico's probably better. He's not where they wanted him to be maybe at the start of the season. So I'll piggyback with Jimmy. Better in areas, maybe as a team overall, not appreciably.
Bob, going into this season, I said 9-3. You said 8-4. I think we both saw it the same way, though. Have your hiccups early, improve down the stretch. If Georgia's your only loss down the stretch, but you've improved as the season goes on, Nico's hitting 2025 is your year. You already said that earlier. I think that's where we were going. I don't necessarily feel like this team has improved the way I thought it would.
No.
They're a little better overall, but I don't think they've done the stair step I expected. I don't see them being a much better team now than they were then. Do you?
Incrementally, your offensive line has gotten better. Incrementally, Nico has gotten better. Now, you started off good at running back. You lose Deshaun Bishop. You bring in Lewis. So you really didn't get better, but you stayed pretty good. And then on defense, of course, losing Pilley, I think, has been big. So I think incrementally you have been improving. But your offense, if you go to Vandy.
He's agreeing with Chuck.
Thank
you. If you go to Vandy, I don't expect them to score more than 27 points. Okay, that will look about like the same offense that lost at Arkansas, that won at Oklahoma, that was able to beat Florida. So overall, yes, you've had incremental improvement, but not to the level where you say, yes, that is better. Because watching Florida yesterday, that was a better football team. Watching Carolina or South Carolina play lately, that's a better football team. You see that kind of improvement, whereas with Tennessee, it's a little bit here, a little bit there.
Although it is, I'll just end it with this. It is fair then for somebody to turn around and say, yes, but Florida and South Carolina started out lower.
Yes, they did.
So,
they did.
But regardless, if you're just looking for which teams got better. I would give credit to Florida and South Carolina's coaching staff, and we'll see what happens against Florida State and Clemson for those two. But from A to B, I thought those coaching staffs have done a good job getting that team better,
Yeah.
those teams better as they've gone along. Okay, when we come back, what a rugged, tough, crazy league this SEC has become, a mini NFL. I said a few weeks ago, I'm standing by it. That's what it is. But we'll talk about power rankings. Who are the best teams in this conference? Let's discuss. Come on back.